Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our 14th Annual Cultural Summit. I thank you, Vanessa, for being our co-facilitator today. Vanessa is from our Market Center in Summit, New Jersey. And Vanessa, I thank you so much for all the hard work you have done on this summit. But darling, what I really want to know is about that singer, that good-looking, handsome singer.
Well, Mo, his name is Kern, and Kevin joined Pollock Properties Group about a year and a half ago after I stole him away from a 20-year career on Broadway.
Well, he was really good. I mean, if you can sing This Little Light of Mine and be good, you're good.
He's good, Mo.
Well, Vanessa, what's your team gonna do this year?
Well, we've got a rolling 12-month sales volume of 60 million right now, Mo, and that lets us give back really, really big in our community, and we're gonna keep it going.
Well, honey, keep it rolling, and now let's get this program rolling because we are here to celebrate culture.
That's right. This morning, we challenge you to drop your idea of what culture is supposed to be and allow some new ideas and thoughts to expand your cultural mindset. See, culture is not a hat that you put on at certain times. It's a way of life, and it's a way of conducting business. So let this summit be the catalyst for something great in your life, and allow this to be the next step in the fulfillment of your destiny.
This event began 14 years ago, and what year were you inducted as a cultural ambassador?
In 2014, this is my 5th anniversary.
Your 5th anniversary. We brainstormed with our cultural leaders to create an event that would educate and challenge us to grow culturally. And this summit was designed and done way back when Kay Evans encouraged us to begin doing this, to recognize our associates who are our culture keepers, and we call them cultural ambassadors.
That's right. And each ambassador is actually nominated by their peers in the Market Center. Then they're selected by a blind committee in their region. And almost every one of them is shocked to learn that they've been selected for this lifetime appointment.
And during the 14 years that we've been growing this powerful, I call it an army of ambassadors, we've observed common characteristics that make these individuals a unique embodiment of our culture.
Those characteristics formed our standard for cultural behavior and action, and that makes up a list called What is Culture that was recently renamed Culture in Action. And you'll find that list in the booklet on your chair.
For example, ambassadors listen before they take action.
Ambassadors lead generate every day and hit their production goals.
And they speak without profanity. And avoid disparaging remarks, especially about anyone who leaves the company because they might come back.
Yeah. When building a team, they never recruit from within their own market center or from another market center.
People who are in culture actually are driven by the higher purpose of business, to give, to care, and to share.
They embrace new technology, and they participate in labs.
And many of you were drawn to our company because of our most important value statement: God and family first, and the business second.
Mo, when ambassadors put God and family first in their life and then business, they naturally live by the Y4C2Ts.
Now, you may not be a cultural ambassador, but it's our hope that every associate aspires to be a cultural ambassador. And you do this by creating an MVVBP for life in business, by living the Y4C2Ts, by taking cultural action and growing through the 6 personal perspectives.
So we must ask ourselves, are we leaning into the pillars of culture? Are we trusting that they will lead to the destiny that we are meant to fulfill?
And now let's actually induct our wonderful 2019 Cultural Ambassador class. Will you stand? Oh, they're a great, wonderful, wonderful group.
They are. Ambassadors, we cannot thank you enough. Thank you for living and breathing our culture. From this moment on, you are charged to continue to grow the culture that others have planted in your market centers and in your regions before you. So ambassadors, if you would, please raise your right hand and read along with us.
Are you ready? Let's go. I do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully live and work according to our cultural standards.
I will care, share, and give in order to better our world.
I will continue to place service and people before profit.
I will place honor and integrity before personal advantage.
I will strive to live out the higher purpose of business.
And I will commit to establishing my own legacy worth leaving.
Keller Williams, we proudly present your 2019 Cultural Ambassadors. Woo!
What a celebration. Every year, our ambassadors submit their personal cultural stories. Let's watch a few together.
The day I joined my market center, moving into my office hot and tired, an associate came out with a glass of water. In that moment, I realized culture matters. From then on, I've made myself available to anyone in need. For example, I learned of an associate who was struggling financially and desperately needed care for her ailing feet. She could not afford orthopedic shoes, so I purchased them for her in 2 different colors. It was a small gesture. I believe it's the small things that make the most difference. I have also mentored countless agents, co-listing with them, giving them leads during tough times, or being a resource during difficult transactions. On a personal level, I have advocated to keep marriages together, delivered gift baskets and meals, anonymously funded livelihoods, and written countless inspirational notes to fellow associates. It takes thousands of bricks to build a house. Each small act of culture is building the home we call Keller Williams.
I made a lot of mistakes as a new agent. So I help others by teaching Ignite in my market center and by anonymously sponsoring training and tools for new associates. I love watching the gifts of bold classes and productivity tools change the lives and businesses of my colleagues. James Jenkins, Maryland, D.C. region.
Years ago, I was working for a competitor company and had a closing with a Keller Williams agent. Within a week of the transaction, I received a handwritten note from the agent's team leader, thanking me for the way I do business. It was signed, "God bless you." That really impacted me. I was raised to put God and others before myself. So, I could not resist joining a company with the value statement, God, family, then business. I now serve on the ALC. We strive to help every associate hit their goals, no matter their production level. That's what inspired the Love List. The agent roster is divided equally between all ALC members. We call our assigned associates twice per month to offer help and hold them accountable to their goals. I also developed a program called One Cup or Two, It's Up to You. I give agents a $5 gift card and invitation to meet over coffee to brainstorm their business. Recently, I started mentoring a group to improve lead generation. Each agent in the group turns in their numbers daily. Then, we discuss their wins and challenges. To make lead gen fun, I held a contest, Dialing for Dinner. I bought porterhouse steaks, and each participant had to set an appointment in order to earn a steak. Our culture has been profound for me. It has given me a new reason to work, grow, teach, and learn. I want to help others do the same.
At Keller Williams, it's not about selling, it's about helping. Our culture has taught me to give, care, and share at a higher level. Flint Shea, Gulf States region.
I learned early in life to put family first and business second. My dad started a real estate business to augment his meager farm income that supported our family of 6 children. So after 20 years of nursing, real estate became my second career. Little did I know the skills I gained as a nurse, along with the bold laws, would become a difference maker in the life of another person. A 5-time bold graduate, I have embraced the importance of motion over emotion. My past and present came together a few weeks ago during a half marathon. A man running directly in front of me suddenly collapsed. He was not breathing, and he did not have a pulse. Seconds passed as it dawned on me that no one was coming to his assistance. Then I remembered, there is no try. I gathered my courage and took action, administering CPR until the EMS arrived. I am humbled by what transpired. I am very blessed to say that my Keller Williams teammates sprang into action too. In the days and weeks that followed, they formed a network of support. Our culture, based on faith, family, and service, prepared me for that monumental day.
I think we were placed on earth to be a contribution to others. So when 8 associates in my office could not afford the tuition for Bold, I paid for them. As Gary says, first you make the choice, then the choice makes you. I choose culture. Mitchell Schwartz, Southwest region.
As a brand new agent, I joined a launching market center. I will never forget how warmly I was welcomed by a team committed to giving smiles and 7 hugs a day. Years later, I make it my mission to reach out to new agents to pass on that feeling of hope and joy. Our office has a large room called the Launchpad, where new agents can plug in and do business. Now, despite years of experience, I choose to sit in the Launchpad instead of a private office. I want to be a resource for our new agents, so they can observe and I can mentor them. I sincerely care about our associates. I joined the ALC growth community to brainstorm ways to increase our retention. I make a point to study KW tools and implement them in my business. Because these are such a big part of my growth, I started teaching these tools in the Market Center. I am reminded of a saying I learned as a child. One stick alone can be easily broken. However, many sticks together stay strong. In other words, together, everyone achieves more.
welcome our three panelists. I'm so excited you're here. Bless you. Oh, I'm thrilled you're here. Awesome, Jesse. Well, here we are. I'm so excited to showcase you. And Jesse, will you tell who you are, what market center you're from, what region?
Sure. I am from the Northwest region. My name is Jesse Dill from the Sunset Corridor office in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, they're there.
They're here.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it when they cheer for you. Man, that just gives me chilly bumps. What year did you join Keller Williams?
I joined Keller Williams in 2015.
And in 2015?
Yep, and I immediately immersed myself into the training, the culture, the models, the systems, coaching, and in 2017 I was nominated Cultural Ambassador.
Wow, so you got to wear the ribbon.
Yes.
Did you ever
yes.
jump into a swimming pool with your ribbon on?
I did not. I did. I think I did a chest bump is what I did.
That was my favorite part of that video. How has your business grown since you've been with KW?
Yes, so because I dove in and was all in to all the systems, I started at Keller Williams at 15 million in production and improved my business and doubled it to 30.
Wow. Why do you think they nominated you to be a cultural ambassador?
So in 2016, my brother-in-law, Ryan Patrick Couts, passed away. He died from a tragic rock climbing accident. He was a giver of just building people up and inspiring others. One of the things that he did to do that was spread notes of kindness, anonymous notes of kindness around to people. They kind of just build people's morale and joy. So I created a concept in our market center called KW Red Notes and created a movement, yeah.
So KW Red Notes.
Yeah.
Now, explain what that really is.
Yeah, so KW Red Notes are small little sticky notes, and you may have seen them around, and if you haven't, I'll tell you how to get them in a minute. And they're not just sticky notes. They're a simple way where agents, associates, and leaders around the globe can spread the joy of our culture just one note at a time. So at the time our market center was, the time my brother-in-law passed away, our market center was struggling. We had a couple of team leaders that went away, and we were interviewing, and our OP moved out of the state, and our culture was down. We needed to do something. So as an ALC, we got together and brainstormed. And through Ryan's inspiration of just spreading joy, I went online, I ordered some red sticky notes, and I said, you guys, let's just spread these anonymous notes around our market center. Let's improve our culture and let's see what happens. In a matter of 2 weeks, it completely transformed our culture, and people were smiling, and it just changed the morale. And I knew at that point that we had something together. We created something at our market center together that could be translated throughout our company.
And then all of a sudden there were red notes in the region. And then all of a sudden there were red notes at KWRI. I even found a bunch of them in my own office, and I read every one of them.
Yeah.
They're just awesome.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
Yes, so when I joined at the beginning of the ALC, and after your cultural ambassador training, which if you haven't gone to, I highly recommend for, even if you're not a cultural ambassador, go. You'll learn so much about our culture. I was really inspired. I was inspired to bring more clarity around what our culture is, to create unity. So I immediately changed my name from co-chair of the culture committee to director of culture innovation. And the office was like, people were like, what are you doing? What is this? And looked at, and my goal was to really create unity around the 4 pillars of culture and have an understanding on what that is. Because I think that we go about our day and we don't really sometimes pay attention to what culture is as a whole. And so creating that unity in our market center was the goal. I believe, Mo, that that the exponential growth of our individual businesses, our market centers, and our company as KWRI depends on two things. It depends on technology, which the innovation of technology, which Gary is doing an amazing job with building that for us, protecting our industry, and how we define and unify our culture as a company and as a market center. And creating unity around that is more important today than ever. So I was really inspired the way our community, and I say that sincerely, we have a community of culture, took the KW Red Notes. I created a video and posted it on Facebook right before we launched. We had 6,600 views within 3 days, agents and associates all around the world asking how they can get their hands on the Red Notes.
So how do they get them?
So how you get them is you can order them online through the Red Store. If you don't know how to get to it, just Google KW Red Notes, you'll find them there. They're easy to access. Follow us on Instagram, it's at KW Red Notes, and spread them in your market centers, spread the joy. You never know how just what one note will do for someone's day or someone's life. So just an amazing opportunity. I feel like I was given a gift to experience our culture unified together as one. And I think that we can, if we all go back to our market centers and really dive into the four pillars of our culture and learn those and understand what that is, we can do some amazing things as we unify.
That's right. Well, it was something that you just said. Yesterday we heard somebody say that there's the physical and the virtual, right?
Yes.
And we are moving into the digital age and we are operating in a lot of virtual ways. You've given us a physical, tangible stickiness. The sticky note makes us sticky as an organization. So thank you for taking action on that and making that happen.
I'll say one last thing, I'll be done. Thank you. Thank you. I'll say one last thing. I created a very simple idea. It was inspired by my brother-in-law. Our culture is really what took and moved it forward.
You know, one of the most important things that I want for our agents is not only understanding the culture, but to really get excited about this gift we have in the company called Profit Share.
Yes.
So, Jesse, darling,
Yes.
how many do you have in level 1?
So in level 1, I believe I have about 6, but Mo, I'm working on the other 9.
You're working on the other 9.
working on the other 9.
That's good, because
Yes.
we want you to get to 15 as quickly as possible.
100%.
Jesse, I admire your leadership. I loved it when you spoke up at the IALC meeting last night. I love your innovative ideas, and I'm giving thought to, you know, like Gary has his top 100, I'm giving thought to a top 100 for culture. And honey, you're gonna be on that list.
Oh, thank you. Oh man, that's...
Matthew, tell us your name, where you're from, what region.
My name is Matthew Talafuse. I'm from the Denver, Colorado area, Colorado region, in the KW Park Meadows office.
And what year were you named Cultural Ambassador?
I was named a Cultural Ambassador in 2017.
And why in the world were you nominated by your peers?
So Mo, it's kind of twofold. My first family reunion, I was in the crowd just like they all are right now. And I had recently visited the Ribbon Bar and grabbed my ALC, and there's team leader and OP and investor and all these different ribbons. And I thought to myself, I'm a military veteran. Wouldn't it be cool if we had a military veteran ribbon on the Ribbon Bar so that from across the room we could see each other and instantly have that conversation? And then right after I got home from that family reunion, I said, man, we should have a referral network that's military-based, and it's for military veterans that goes beyond real estate. So I started that. We have about 700 of us right now in the group. We're transitioning to Command. If you're out there right now and you've never heard of it and you are a military veteran, jump on Facebook. That's the easiest way to find us. Type in Keller Williams Military Veterans. We're there. Jump in the group and we'll get you a transition over to Command and we'll all start networking.
Matthew, I personally want to thank you for your service. My dad, who happens to be here, is a veteran. We have a lot of people in our family who has served, so thank you.
Thank you.
And what you've done, you've tapped into a basic human need. We all have a need for belonging and for community. And you've created that for our Keller Williams veterans. So I just can't thank you enough for taking action on that.
Thank you.
I just think what you've done is amazing. And my father served in World War I. My oldest brother served in World War II. And my other brother served in the Korean War.
Wow.
And I just want to hug your neck so tightly for
I'll let you.
what you're doing. Yeah, you're definitely going to be one of my hugs here again in a minute. But what's next for you culturally?
You know, Mo, this past year, my wife and I invested in our market center. We've been growing our team. We're trying to take that to a new level. We serve a lot of first responders and veterans in our community, so we're trying to grow that. Beyond real estate also. Within our market center, we just want to help new agents change their lives. It's not about selling houses, it's about making a difference, and that's what we truly try to embody. And when it comes to the veterans in our community and our veterans in this community, Mo, staggering statistic, 22 veterans a day commit suicide in the United States. And if this group that I've created can somehow help somebody when they're in a dark time, because what you don't realize, folks, is whether you're a veteran or something else, and you're going through a tough time, you feel like you're in a room all by yourself and it's incredibly dark, but what you don't realize is there's 1,000 other people in the same room. You just have to reach out and you'll find somebody. So within a culture or a community of veterans here at KW, as an office, as a market center, you can create a culture where people will continue to help each other, and our culture is everything. That's what makes this company so great.
And I know you have a real heart for our policemen and our firefighters. Why do you have that huge heart for them?
Yes, ma'am. So not only was I in the military, but now full-time I'm a fireman in the Denver area. Our schedule's pretty sweet. It's 48 hours on, 96 hours off. My wife heard that 96 hours off part, and she said, you better get a real estate license and get in the office, so there I was.
Well, we thank your wife. So how is your business?
Business is going really, really well, Mo. We recently added a full-time admin, and if your leadership is telling you, hey, your business is at a point, you should probably add a admin to your team. Follow the systems and models, but listen to them.
So what are you going to do this year?
We'll do hopefully about 13 million with my wife and I.
That is just amazing. So she handles it while you're fighting fires.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me tell you, we love you for fighting those fires. We are so grateful. Our 6 policemen in Philadelphia were not killed. I was just thanking God this morning that their lives were spared.
Absolutely. It's absolutely my pleasure. Best
How
job in the
many
world.
do you have in level 1, honey?
I have 6, but I'm working on them.
But you're working on it, okay. Stephanie. Oh, congratulations. I love your ribbon you're wearing, and I want you to wear it to every regional function, every market center function, and you show that sucker off.
I might do that, so watch out.
Do it. I'm serious, because it helps everybody get refocused on culture. So Stephanie, you told me about your mission is to give $1 million. Are you in Gary's top 100 group?
I am, and actually it started before I got to KW, but then has progressed exponentially since being here. So actually I started out as a broker owner of another franchise company.
What was it?
It was a RE/MAX franchise, and a very dear friend in this crowd, Roger Lundy, gave me the book to read, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, and it laid on my desk for a year. And then everybody was talking this language, 8x8, 36 touch, and I was like, what is that? And they're like, haven't you read the book? And I was like, no. So I got the book out, and as soon as I read it, we were 2.5 years into our franchise, our other franchise, and I knew that God was calling us to Keller Williams. When I read the book, I actually called Roger and said, is Gary Keller a Christian? And he was like, because I'd never heard him speak. So by that book, I could just tell something was different. Something was different. So in the book, of course, we're instructed to think like a million, make a million, net a million, receive a million, which was fantastic. And then I thought, well, gosh, what about giving, right? When we receive, we're instructed biblically to give. And so that's how it started. And then we actually got to Keller Williams here in 2007.
And so now you're starting to work on giving a million. So what do you love to give it to?
So our team is passionate about clean water, food, and shelter. And these are the three basic needs that aren't always met. And so we're very passionate about that. And just here in the last 2 years, we have established actually a giving goal as a team. So not only do we set our goals for transactions and volume and income, but we also then set giving goals individually and collectively as a team.
And what else do you love giving to?
Well, so part of that giving goal is giving of our time, talent, and resources. And so part of our time is giving like on Red Day. And so Matt, you'll be very excited to hear. So on Red Day, our entire team helped with a million meal movement where we actually were able to help pack 18,000 meals, over 18,000 meals that were all donated to the Indianapolis area veterans.
Wow.
So, but that was our entire office and entire.
And what else do you love giving to?
And part of our team culture and our office culture is to have 100% giving to KW Cares. And so we partner with each of our team members because with the $10 automatically given and taken out, they pay $5 and we pay $5. And so collectively we're giving $10 for each and every transaction.
So may I have permission to give you a challenge?
Yes.
I want to challenge you to give some scholarships for KW Kids Care.
That's actually one of my bucket takeaways from this conference is I would like to become a trainer.
Good, you want to become a trainer, yay. And invest in the lives of that next generation.
Absolutely.
That
With
is
three
awesome.
little boys, they're not so little anymore, but 3 boys, I think it's important about our next
Right.
generations.
How's your business been doing since you joined Keller Williams?
So in 2007, we were just under 18 million, and last year we finished over 42 million, and this year our goal is to do 55, and we're tracking just below that, but
That's awesome.
pretty close.
How
But last year was 181 families helped and served, and that's what we look at families served, and then this year is 255 families.
And how many do you have in level 1?
24.
And how much money did you get in profit share?
So last year we were super blessed. My first profit share check was only 45 cents.
Isn't that exciting?
And back then we got checks, and so I laughed because it cost more probably to get me the check. But now last year my profit share was over $50,000, $94, and together with my husband it was over $90,000.
That's awesome.
But
you get it.
I do.
Get it.
I really do. And I had the pleasure and honor of sitting with Althea Osborne yesterday, and Linda McKissick owns our region, and so I'm just really blessed to have those two as mentors of
and
the gift of profit share. But it's not about the money, because it's really about what the money can do, because the lives that you can touch with all those
That's
from
right.
the profit share, because
That's right.
that's passive income that can make a difference and impact
I'm
lives.
just so proud of you for that $90,000, and I'm hoping and praying that our panelists next year, it'll maybe be over $100,000. I just
right.
want it to go up every year.
It will. Don't worry.
Stephanie, I love your heart to give $1 million and your heart for KW Cares. For anybody new or guests in the audience, KW Cares really is our internal Red Cross, so we can take care of each other. And I know that I had the same desire to give back as you, and got really nervous that I wouldn't be able to hit that give $1 million goal. So if you just do the quick math, what's so exciting is that if everyone does the $10 donation to KW Cares, then we would have actually donated $12 million in a year based on the sales we do as a KW family. That would be give $1 million every month as a KW family. So we can do it, and thank you for the inspiration.
And that's it. I think it's just challenging each one of our offices to go out and encourage every single agent, even if it's $1.
That's right.
If you have 100% participation.
Or $100.
Or 100 or 1,000, right? Per transaction, for some of those in California, right?
I'm so
It's way different than in Indiana, so.
I'm just so proud of the three of you, and I am so thrilled that you get it and that you are ready to make powerful decisions, steps, and movement to make sure that this company has culture for the next 25, 30, 35 years. Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
For me, culture is simply a way of life. When I started the Edlo team, my MVVBP included faith, generosity, and integrity. Recently, my team's integrity was tested. A situation was brought to my attention that had occurred with a client over 2 years ago. Others advised me that it was water under the bridge and I was no longer liable to make any compensation. Legally, that was true. However, integrity demanded that I do the right thing, even though no one was looking. I contacted the client and wrote a check to compensate that family for an error that had gone unnoticed. They were beyond grateful. Integrity earned the trust of those past clients. My team also values extravagant generosity by giving our time, talents, and resources. And a huge resource that funds this giving goal is profit share. I believe that profit share contributes to the KW culture difference by allowing us to be agents of change who leave a legacy. We have the opportunity to be the change we want to see in the world when we make a commitment to give where we live.
Bold has taught me to change the way I look at things. And as a result, the things I look at have indeed changed. In fact, Bold inspired me to read my holy book for the first time in my life. I found faith. And now I truly understand what it means to put God and family before business. David Rifkin, New York Tri-State Region.
I had 7 years of experience in real estate when Keller Williams opened near Buenos Aires, Argentina. Culture, technology, and training were immediately apparent to me as soon as I joined the Market Center. Since then, I have seen many new agents beginning their careers at KW. As an ALC member, I feel a responsibility to share my knowledge and experience. So I teach, ignite, and mentor new agents during their first transactions. We all benefit when our agents get into production as quickly as possible. I also feel a cultural responsibility to share Keller Williams with as many co-op agents as I can. At every opportunity, I tell my story of growth, productivity, and profitability. Through technology, tools, and training, KW has completely transformed my business. That blessing is just too good to keep secret. And Growth Share is the blessing that results from sharing culture every time I bring those leads to my team leader. Growth Share only works in a company that has standards, values, and culture.
I believe together we are stronger in business, so I strive to help every associate unleash their potential by sharing my knowledge and skills. Sharing is tantamount to the culture embedded in every market center around the world. Lucy Parker, Dubai Region.
I was new to Keller Williams when I was invited to serve on the ALC. I didn't expect it to be more than a title, so I was shocked when I made a suggestion that was actually implemented. I knew then, culture is not just a fantasy. Motivated, I began to immerse myself in culture. Our office is large, over 300 agents. Some said they felt lost in the crowd. To make our large office feel like home, I started a monthly series called Ask a Mega. It is an informal, open format where agents can ask anything of the featured mega agents. Then, I created a mastermind group for individual agents so they could connect to set goals and hold each other accountable. Last fall, wildfires threatened homes in 2 nearby communities. I got a list of needed items from volunteer coordinators and delivered donations to firefighters and evacuees. I made calls to our evacuated agents asking, what is the one thing that could make your life easier? One agent just wanted a cutting board and a knife to cook for her family in their temporary shelter. Another needed blankets for her boys. In each of these efforts, I realized it is easy to make a difference when you are willing to take action. Action makes culture real.
The moment I joined my market center, I knew it was a different kind of company. My first for sale sign was given to me for free. The only payment asked in return was that I pass it along when the time was right. Now, I am blessed to be the giver. My favorite way to give back is to do it in secret. I am the queen of secret gifts. It can be as small as a candy bar with a handwritten note, or an anonymous payment of someone's grocery bill when they are struggling. Flowers or balloons at someone's desk always get smiles. Books are the gift of knowledge. And giving congratulations or a virtual high five on social media are limitless gifts to offer others. I don't only believe in giving secretly. Having played sports my whole life, I understand the value of coaching. Pouring into fellow associates as a coach and ALC member is a better gift than I ever thought possible. I'm a big believer in the CGI tools which have helped me grow my business. After all, production is culture, so I teach Ignite to give back to brand new agents, encouraging growth, lead generation, and relationship building. I strive to live the higher purpose of business, to give, care, and share.
Our culture of giving back encouraged me to become an Ignite instructor and coach. My days consist of encouraging, mentoring, recruiting, and helping agents to live out their dreams, all while I am in production myself. I love that we are a company focused on training while also caring for an associate's well-being. Arthurine Johnson, Southeast Region.
I truly believe that we rise by lifting others. Each year, I do an internal audit of my own books. Last year, I was reviewing my transactions and noticed 2 files that each had an error. Each of those clients had paid me an extra $500 that I know I agreed not to charge them. It was an honest oversight on the settlement paperwork. In each instance, my clients signed the documents without mention of the discrepancy. Like me, they probably didn't notice it. Months later, I realized I had been overpaid. I was faced with a dilemma. No one would know if I just decided to keep the $1,000. However, I knew in my heart what I had to do. I scheduled a visit with each of those clients and hand-delivered a check for $500. I apologized for failing to catch the mistake prior to closing and thanked them for their business and trust. There's a lot you can do with $1,000, but trust and integrity are priceless. I'm grateful to be associated with a company that shares the same values that I do. Together, in culture, you're rising to new heights.